The phrase which came to my mind was actually a Hindi phrase, which was Olta, chor, kotwaal, daaten. If anybody has a complaint, we have a complaint about Canada. You know, what I said earlier, the space that they're giving to Khalistanis and to violent extremists. Let me actually answer it, because I think there's a bigger issue involved. Other than the requirements of vote bank politics, why anybody would do this? And I think it's not good for the relationship, and I think it's not good for Canada. The Canadian NSA's remark. You know, I was, what shall I say? Okay. The phrase which came to my mind was actually a Hindi phrase, which was Ulta, chor, kotwaal, daaten. I mean, if anybody has a complaint, we have a complaint about Canada. You know, what I said earlier, the space that they're giving to Khalistanis and to violent extremists. So I was very perplexed by what I heard. For some time now, there is this case of students who the Canadians say did not study in the college which they should have studied, and when they applied for a work permit, they got into difficulties. From the very start, we, meaning the Foreign Ministry here, as well as our High Commission and the consulates in Canada, have taken up their case, and our point is that, look, the students studied in good faith. You know, if there were people who misled them, the culpable parties should be acted against. It is unfair to punish a student who undertook their education in good faith. The latest report that I got, in fact only this morning, was that I think yesterday the Canadian Prime Minister also kind of made a statement in the House of Commons there, and the Minister also tweeted something, and they have also been talking to our High Commission out there. I think the Canadians also accept that, you know, it would be unfair. I mean, if a student has done no wrong, and you know, I don't know if all the cases are the same. I mean, there is a granularity about it which, sitting at this distance, neither you or I can judge. If a student has done no wrong, they accept the idea that they have to find some solution for it. So we will continue to press, and I would very much hope that the Canadian system is fair in that regard. Regarding this float issue used, let me actually answer it, because I think there's a bigger issue involved. And the bigger issue involved is really the space that Canada has continuously, and frankly, to us, we are at a loss to understand, other than the requirements of vote bank politics, why anybody would do this. Because if you look at their history, I mean, you would imagine that they learn by the history and they wouldn't like to repeat their history. So it isn't only one incident, however egregious it may be. I think there is a larger underlying issue about the space which is given to separatists, to extremists, to people who advocate violence, and I think it's not good for the relationship, and it's not good for Canada.